So what I'm working on here is an addition to the barn, and it's already leveled out, but I don't have the posts set with concrete. I just have it sitting on buckets, but it's level. I checked it. And so what I like to do is I have the post mounted to the frame, and they're suspended about 6 inches off the bottom of the hole. That way I can get concrete all the way around. And I notched each post, which I think is really important, as you can see there. So it's actually sitting on the post. I gotta do the post over there, and yeah, then I'll probably by today be able to set the post with concrete, and yeah. You guys might ask, what am I doing here? I'm building an addition to the back of the barn. At this point, my Bitcoin, Litecoin, Feathercoin, Dogecoin, Extreme Coin, whatever coin I'm mining this week, operation is yielding some good returns, and I need a dedicated room for it. And it actually doesn't need to be a big room. I prefer a smaller room because that's easier to cool. My problems are cooling based, basically. And the bottom of the barn is 16 by 24, which is a large area. And what I'd like to do is make like an 8 by 8 room out of half of this. So I finished framing out the floor, and I put a subfloor on it. And I got the 2 end walls framed out right there. And I'm going to start by putting one over here as my cat walks into the shot. And then I'm going to build the wall for this. I got the metal roofing already, and I'll start roofing it. Hopefully I can get a lot done today, because it's going to rain tomorrow. I'd like to get the roof on today. That's about it. You know, if I get the roof on today, that'd be great, because I don't like particle board to get wet. Both walls are square and level. Now I'm going to start framing out this outer wall. It'll go here. I'll do it in a 12-foot segment, then a 4-foot segment, 16 feet long. So good. Everything level. And yeah, sadly you're not going to get a lot of headroom closer to this wall, because you know, this is only like 6'5", and then I got to put my stringer up on top of this. So, you know, it'll be a little tight, but not terrible. I had to do that because I needed to get the metal roofing and the joist underneath this little overhang. So that's why I made it a little shorter. But no, it'll be plenty of room, and hopefully a good place to keep my rigs cool. This is going to be a server room. Yep. I could lose all my rigs in one very hot day, basically. Well, you can't, you know, you'll lose cards. You won't. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, but yeah. Now I'm going to start with the piece of wood that goes against the building that the roof joist will tie into. This is all level and square, which is quite a feat, because I had 2 12-foot pieces I used to frame up the wall, and they had a terrible twist in them. I actually used rib shank nails. They're twisted like this. And you can take bends out of wood out of them. Maybe I can't say it right, but they're just really hard to pull out, almost like a screw. And I used that and screws, and I actually framed out all that wall with rib shanks. And these are 4.5-inch nails. I had a bunch of them for some reason left over from another project, so they're good. So now I'm going to start on the joists, figuring out my angle and stuff like that. So I got all the joists up, and I simply just toe nailed them. Easiest way, really. And this is one of the boards that's gonna, the roof's gonna nail to, and so I gotta figure out how to put those up. Gotta get a ladder. But anyway, I put a spacing at the ends. And man, I ask, why is this wider than this? Well, the reason why is what I was gonna do is at 90. See, I marked 90 inches. These pieces of wood are 8 foot long. I'd put a joist there and let it hang over 6 inches, because 96 is 8 feet. And then that way the roof would kind of have like a little overhang. But because of I have one less joist I need, so I need to buy another joist, or what I'm thinking about doing is just cutting the foot off of that, and I'd make it right there at 84 inches, and then have like a short little piece goes in between here. I don't know. We'll see how it runs. I got a lot of scrap wood anyway, so I can always, you know, do something. Probably going to take all these scrap pieces and put them in between as extra cribbing. Keep it from getting shaky. So this is all for the day, though. Gotta go to work, so got a good bit done. Yep, all the walls up in one day, and the joists for the roof. So I think it's a pretty good accomplishment. I can't say that right. Don't know if I'll be able to get this, but I flashed the entire roof against the building. It's all screwed in. It's good. You can see it from the inside. And I've put 3 sheets of the siding on already. I got already my light, 2 lights. This is where the door is going to be, which is not a load-bearing wall. The load's taken to the outer walls because there's a joist that spans this. And so what I got to do now is I'm going to finish doing the siding. I think I have to probably put a nailer right here because I misjudged exactly the plywood, because it overlaps itself by ½ inch, and by the time you get, you know, 4 sheets down, you'll be off by 2 inches. So I'll put a nailer on that. And yeah, so what I'm going to do today is get the rest of the sheets up, and then what was I going to say? And then I'll put the sheet here, and if I can cut a hole and make a door today, it'd be cool too. Just going to give you an idea of how the siding looks. It's pretty good. Cut it at an angle for the angled part, and now I gotta keep nailing it up, which I use rib shank nails. Where are they? Of course I can't find any for you to see. Here we go. They got a twist to them, so it makes it harder for them to be pulled out by, you know, the sun will try to warp these boards, or they might pop out over time. Rib shanks are harder. Actually, they call it hardboard siding screws. Exterior galvanized. Yeah, for siding. That's what I use it for. So yeah, I use my chalk line. I always gotta buy another one of these because I just bought, this is a new one actually, because I always end up stepping on one of them, or leaving it in a truck, or leaving it on the back of a bumper or something. And they make one that's like $15. This one's only $6, and I don't know why I would need one that costs $15. I don't know. This has the same feet of rope in it, and it came with the chalk and everything. I don't know why I would need one bigger, but yeah, works great.